I know I look stupid if I tell people I want to have kids because people are like, your boyfriend's 80 and he has 2 other girlfriends, and what are you thinking?
Welcome back to more Girls Next Door. Today, I invite you to a joyous occasion, the celebration of new life. Season 2, Episode 9 of The Girls Next Door, Baby Talk, aired September 30th, 2006, and centers around a baby shower for former Playmate Victoria Fuller. But the party stirs up more than just fruit punch, because once Baby Talk enters the room, so do questions about timing, commitment, and the futures these women secretly imagine for themselves. But before I tell you about the tiny Parisian onesie carrying the emotional weight of an entire future Holly desperately wants but can't quite say out loud, it's time to crack open the Y2K vault. Today's Y2K reference, the Juicy Couture diaper bag. Because in the mid-2000s, motherhood itself became a celebrity accessory. This was the era of paparazzi photos featuring exhausted actresses climbing out of escalades holding Starbucks, oversized sunglasses, tiny designer dogs, and enormous juicy diaper bags covered in velour, gold hardware, and enough rhinestones to briefly blind a pedestrian. Suddenly, baby bottles needed branding, pacifiers needed aesthetic cohesion, and diaper bags cost more than some people's rent. You weren't just raising a child in 2006, you were curating a lifestyle. Celebrity baby culture had exploded by this point. Britney Spears, Katie Holmes, Angelina Jolie. Tabloids were treating pregnancies like royal events. Entire magazine covers were dedicated to baby bumps, nursery reveals, and what kind of stroller someone pushed through Malibu. And the timing of all this makes today's episode hit a little harder. Holly isn't just hosting a shower. She's mourning the version of adulthood she thought she might eventually have. So if you'll please kick off those candies, hang up the trucker hat, and silence your sidekicks, we'll get into Baby Talk.
Up to no good.
What's in that hat?
The episode opens in Kendra's room where a rogue wasp has apparently declared jihad against the Playboy Mansion. And I'm sorry, but I have to side with Kendra here because this is exactly how I react to bugs. No dignity, no composure, just ducking, screeching, and throwing objects. Kendra calls down for butler DeAndre, who arrives like a first responder entering a disaster zone. The two of them start wildly flailing around the room, armed with bug spray, while taking cover every time the wasp changes direction.
It's a lie. I heard it. Oh my God! Now fly go fly into the freedom. Oh, you're spraying that. Oh, he was closer to freedom.
Finally, DeAndre lands the fatal hit. Dramatic music swells, black screen. The editors of this show stayed undefeated. From there, we cut to Holly explaining that she's hosting a baby shower for former Playmate Victoria Fuller, Miss January 1996, who also became known for her pop art paintings. Victoria is married to Jonathan Baker, reality TV personality and professional human red flag. Now, if you didn't watch The Amazing Race back then, let me paint the picture. Jonathan and Victoria were infamous reality television villains during season 6. Their relationship was so toxic, it made viewers uncomfortable in a way that reality TV usually tried to avoid at the time. And the moment people still remember most is Jonathan physically shoving Victoria during a race challenge in Berlin while screaming at her in public. Even in the chaos era of 2000s television, audiences recoiled. This wasn't fun, messy reality TV. It crossed into something darker. The couple later claimed editing exaggerated things. Jonathan blamed stress and health problems, and somehow they kept doing reality television afterward, including Fear Factor, where Jonathan eventually got into a confrontation with Joe Rogan.
They come here every weekend, and they hang out at Fun in the Sun, and they come for buffet dinners and movies, and they are always at all the parties, and we're just good friends with them.
You guys have something you want to tell me?
Yes.
Is there something going on here?
We have a new bunny in training coming.
Is it male or female?
It's a girl, of course.
It's a girl. It's a real bunny.
A real bunny.
A future playmate.
We see Holly sitting at the big round table planning the baby shower with Jonathan? Not Victoria, that's Jonathan. And he has very strong opinions. Theme, colors, setup, decorations, layout. This man has notes. At first, I thought maybe he was just excited. But within 30 seconds, I was like, oh no. This is a control enthusiast. Fortunately, Holly already has most of the shower planned, so she mostly nods politely while allowing him to feel involved. Let's be real, Holly's had years of experience managing dominant personalities without directly challenging them. You can practically see her doing diplomatic hostage negotiation in real time.
I don't know why John thought he could plan a baby shower. It's a girl thing. We don't need the boys' input.
Wow.
Oh no, John, I'm already going to do this. John, I'm going to do that.
What else?
We cut to Butler Bryant answering the mansion phone. Kendra explains that the mansion constantly received prank calls because, and younger listeners may need to gather around for this history lesson, the Playboy Mansion phone number was publicly listed in the Yellow Pages. Now, for Gen Z listeners, the Yellow Pages was a massive phone book people used before Google existed. It weighed approximately 900 pounds and always sat somewhere in your kitchen next to expired coupons and an ink pen that didn't work. Finding a business number meant sitting cross-legged on the kitchen floor, manually flipping through a directory the size of a car battery. And apparently, anyone could just directly call the Playboy Mansion, which explains a lot. The prank call montage that follows is incredible because Bryant remains absurdly calm no matter what nonsense gets thrown at him. I didn't say you were unattractive, sir. I'm just saying I don't believe a woman at a nightclub gave you this number. Bryant delivers every line with the exhausted professionalism of a man who has spiritually left his body sometime around 2003. Meanwhile, Kendra is lurking nearby, getting increasingly irritated until she finally grabs the phone and screams, "F*** you," before slamming it down. Bryant just stands there, stunned.
Hey, Puffin, do you want to come to Victoria's baby shower I'm throwing today?
Sure, of course.
I have a present you can give her.
Okay, all right.
I got it at Disneyland Paris because it's so cute. I don't have anyone to put in it, so you can give it to Victoria. I drop hints to Hef all the time that I want to get married and have kids, but he just kind of chooses to ignore that. And then he starts talking about something else. I totally hope that someday, instead of throwing a baby shower, I'm getting a baby shower.
You have an envelope for this, honey?
Then we see Holly wandering through the mansion, looking like a human cupcake topper in a white bubble skirt dress with layered ruffles. She runs into Hef and invites him to the baby shower later that day. Sure, he replies. Then Holly pulls out a tiny pink and white Minnie Mouse onesie she bought in Disneyland Paris and laments. I don't have anyone to put it in, so I guess you can give it to Victoria. The implication could not be more obvious. This is not subtle. This is basically emotional skywriting. And Hef's response? Okay then, followed immediately by asking about gift wrapping. Well, that explains everything. Holly is trying to communicate longing, grief, hope, future planning. Hef hears administrative task. And Holly admits in confessional that she wants to be the one having a baby shower someday, instead of throwing one for someone else. Remember, she's saying this while dating an 80-year-old man famous for avoiding marriage and commitment. We head into Kendra's room where she's tossing baby gifts onto the bed, explaining she bought Victoria things to make her daughter a tomboy. And listen, I know Kendra fans are going to come for me, but sometimes Kendra approached gift-giving like someone panic shopping at a gas station during a tornado warning. This isn't about your personality, Kendra. It's not build a baby, it's a baby shower. Bridget is in her room transforming a child's wagon into an elaborate gift basket masterpiece, complete with themed presentation and carefully selected keepsakes.
When I go to get somebody a gift, I don't just grab whatever I can find.
So I'm thinking this should be really fun.
Oh, no, that's pretty easy, huh? I really put a lot of thought into it, both on shopping for it and wrapping it.
Yay, we made it. Thank you.
And I just want it to be something special and something memorable.
Baby's first Halloween costume. Baby's first book, Dr. Seuss. Decorative details. Bridget treated gift baskets like she was competing for a regional title. Every ribbon emotionally committed. We cut back to Kendra stuffing unfolded blue baby clothes into a reused autumn-themed gift bag from the office. Orange leaves, burgundy accents. It's very Happy Thanksgiving from CVS Pharmacy.
I'm not going to go out and buy a freaking bag. I mean, I'm going to go and look for one around the house. So the only one I could find was, I guess, a Christmas bag. Who cares? It's a bag, you know? You're not going to do anything with it, but throw it away.
I'm not going to go buy a frickin' bag, she huffs. And the editors absolutely loved juxtaposing the girls this way, because the show constantly framed them as three completely different versions of femininity. Bridget is hyper-detail-oriented fantasy girl. Holly is emotionally invested organizer trying to hold everything together. And Kendra is chaotic sports bar energy. The show mined those personality differences like reality TV gold. At the Playmate house, Holly prepares baby shower games, including one of the most disturbing traditions society has ever normalized, the melted candy bar diaper game. For those lucky enough to have avoided this ritual, candy bars are melted into diapers for the women to then sniff and identify the poop.
It's totally obvious what one this is. I had a whole variety of candy bars, so there was like constipated baby. Ew, that's a load. Diarrhea baby. Ew, that's like real diarrhea style. Sick baby. Gross. Baby that got into the peanuts. Baby Ruth. I'm a pooper scooper. This is making me hungry.
And watching these women all dolled up in florals and pastels, delicately inhaling warm chocolate sludge while clutching their pearls, feels like performance art created by someone who hates women. The visuals are unbelievable. It looks like a royal garden party hosted inside a psychiatric experiment. Some women even lick the diapers. The shower itself looks gorgeous, though. Dainty decorations, thoughtfully wrapped gifts, Victoria's artwork displayed around the room. Everyone understood the assignment. Then, in strolls Kendra, wearing a jersey and jeans, carrying her recycled fall gift bag like she's late for Secret Santa at a Buffalo Wild Wings. The contrast is almost sitcom level. Midway through the shower, Jonathan appears again, and I genuinely forgot he existed for a while.
Cake.
It's
Cake.
Victoria
Victoria has to pose with the cake.
Lori, our pastry chef, made this awesome cake that looked like a baby quilt with the picture of Victoria when she was about 6 years old printed on it. So it was super cool.
Do I look the same? Tell me I look the same. Oh, it's so cute. I love it.
I think one of the best parts of any party is the cake.
Holly presents Victoria with a beautiful custom cake designed to resemble a knitted baby blanket. And Bridget, who has accused the show of abusive editing, making her look like the girlfriend with a propensity to binge eat, announces, "I think the best part of any party is the cake," before shoving cake directly into her mouth. Okay, relatable. Then comes the gift opening. Stuffed animals, pink dresses, delicate baby items. And suddenly, football toys, boy clothes, courtesy of Kendra. Victoria is having a daughter, Kendra. We had one assignment. Conversely, Bridget's wagon gift absolutely destroys the competition. Again. No one commits to presentation quite like Bridget Marcourt. That woman could turn a pile of packing peanuts into a storybook centerpiece. But the episode really shifts near the end. Holly admits the shower made her emotional because she wants children herself, but feels foolish admitting that desire while dating someone whose lifestyle fundamentally conflicts with hers.
I don't usually have a lot of emotional days, but there's this one moment during the baby shower.
This book in particular has a really good message. Follow your dreams and that you'll run across a lot of strange things on your way, but in the end it all works out.
I know I look stupid if I tell people I want to have kids because people are like, your boyfriend's 80 and he has 2 other girlfriends, and what are you thinking?
And then, as if summoned by narrative irony itself, Hef enters wearing silk pajamas and a smoking jacket, looking like he should be holding a brandy beside a grand piano nobody actually plays. "I heard someone was having a baby shower and I just wanted to make sure it wasn't mine," he announces. Holly tries to remain expressionless by looking anywhere but into someone's eyes. Hef gives Victoria the Minnie Mouse onesie Holly bought in Paris. And later that night, Holly joins Hef in bed to watch Flash Gordon, one of his favorite old movies.
I got a girl who likes to watch 1936 serial with Flash Gordon, my favorite serial from childhood. That's a relationship made in heaven.
As he often does, Hef breaks the fourth wall and says directly to the camera, "I got a girl who likes to watch my favorite serials from childhood. And that's a relationship made in heaven." And there it is. That's the disconnect. Hef's idea of heaven is companionship, routine, nostalgia, someone beside him validating the world he already built. Holly's idea of heaven involves evolution, marriage, family, forward motion. She's imagining children. He's imagining movie nights. Neither vision is inherently wrong, but they are wildly incompatible. And what makes this episode so sad in hindsight is that Holly still believes compromise is coming. She says maybe in 3 years, once Hef's younger children are older, they'll get married and have a family together. You can hear the hope in her voice.
I think when Hef's kids are all grown up, which is like 3 years, he and I should get married and start a new family.
What? When I went to Victoria's baby shower, I think it really made me want one. It made me want a kid so bad. Like my dogs, I'm so obsessed with my dogs, and I treat them like my kids and stuff. But of course, if I had kids, I'd be way more responsible. I'm just kidding.
Kendra wrestles with her pups as her voiceover jokes about wanting a child too after attending the baby shower that day. And lastly, Bridget says she wants the mansion to remain part of her life forever. And I'm just realizing this now. Bridget's ending may be the most revealing of all, because unlike Holly or Kendra, Bridget doesn't really describe a future outside the mansion. She finally made it into the world she spent years trying to reach. And there's something oddly melancholy about realizing your dream while quietly understanding it may not evolve beyond this exact moment.
I want the mansion to be a part of the rest of my life. Being involved with Hef, I'm living a totally different life now, and it just makes me more thankful about being here and being part of this. Gizzy, come go night-night.
What makes Bridget such an interesting figure in hindsight is that she almost seems emotionally fused to the mansion itself, not just attached to the lifestyle, attached to the environment. Her candy-striped bedroom filled with stuffed animals, the 24-hour butler service, the themed parties, the fantasy architecture of it all. While Holly is constantly scanning the horizon for commitment, legitimacy, or some kind of future beyond Hef in the present, Bridget often feels like someone who reached her emotional destination the moment she walked through the gates. And that raises a question watching this decades later. How does a woman approaching her mid-30s who openly admits she's already achieved her lifelong dream not begin yearning for the next chapter? By season 2, Bridget's world still revolves around scavenger hunts, costumes, gift baskets, and sleepover energy. There's something almost suspended about it. Not malicious, not even necessarily sad, just frozen in place. Most people eventually hit a moment where fantasy stops being enough, where they want permanence, depth, privacy, stability, or an identity outside the role they've been playing. But Bridget often comes across as someone who redirected all of those instincts directly into the mansion itself. She treated the Playboy world less like a temporary chapter, and honestly, that may be why Hef seemed so comfortable with her. Bridget asked for very little emotionally compared to the others. She wasn't visibly pushing for marriage like Holly, or rebelling against the structure like Kendra. She seemed genuinely content participating in the rituals exactly as they existed. Movie nights, dress-up, mansion traditions. The dream worked because she never really looked beyond the walls. And maybe that's why Bridget often appears the happiest during this era. Not because her situation was objectively healthier, but because she asked the fewest existential questions about it. Which makes her ending here strangely haunting, because eventually the audience stops asking, why doesn't Bridget want more? And starts asking, what happens when the only dream you ever built for yourself has an expiration date? So this episode starts with a wasp infestation and prank phone calls, but underneath all the camp and chaos is some heavy stuff. At the core of it all, 3 women standing at very different emotional crossroads while living inside the same fantasy. One wants a husband and a baby. One wants freedom and chaos. One wants the fairy tale never to end. And on that note, thank you guys for hanging out with me for another episode of More Girls Next Door. I'd love to know what you think about our girls at this point in the show. We've all heard the rumors about this series becoming overly produced as it evolved, even straddling scripted. But do you agree with me that you can still sense the seriousness? In Holly's sarcasm? In Kendra's irritation? Even in Bridget's optimism? Let's chat about it all. Make sure to like and share this podcast and connect with me at moregirlsnextdoor.com. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.
On the bricks.